you hate Nazi scum?
Nazis. I hate these guys.
Do you ever catch yourself dreaming about wanting to kick some Nazi ass?
Boy, would I!
Possibly going all out like an Inglorious Bastard scene, or shooting them up as if they were Nazi zombies in Kino der Toten.
You're serious.
Well, look no further than Marvel's own HellHunters, true believers. And now you might be asking me, gee whiz, that guy Frankie, what is HellHunters and why should I read it? Let me give you an answer then, true believer.
Read!
Marvel's HellHunters is the perfect mix of both B-movie horror schlock and action-packed, all inside a Marvel comic book. And while there is no Inglorious Bastards level of violence, the storytelling and art is not just entertaining, but it's also captivating. In today's video, rather than talking about movies, TV shows, and video games, I, your friendly neighborhood host, that guy Frankie, will be delving back into the world of comic books, trying my best to persuade you, the fan, as to why you need to pick up HellHunters, and the good it'll do for America as a whole if you hate Nazi scum. Now that I'm done doing the stupid accent that I know is probably terrible and cringe, but I wanted to try something different because it's been some time since my last video. Look, at the time that I made this video, I only had issues 1, 3, and 4, and I do not like the sin of reading comics online digitally. No, I would rather have it in my hands because I like collecting comic books like it's a goddamn Pokemon card, okay? Okay? But yeah, I only had issues 1, 3, and 4, and finding issue 2 was like, where's Waldo? It was so impossible to find this damn comic book, I could probably find a boyfriend at the time of making it, and, you know, I already have a boyfriend. Yeah. That guy Frankie gay? Based! But, let's talk about that for another time. Look, this was practically the holy grail of the series, as everywhere I looked, only carried the $30 variant, and I wasn't about to drop that much dough on it just yet. As for issue 5, well, it just wasn't out, but now I have it. But for now, this video essay is solely tackling the first part of the 5-issue story. Once this video uploads, once it drops for all of you nerds to watch, seeing how everything goes in this algorithm, I'll maybe decide to do a full-on review if you would all want that. But for now, let me talk to you mostly about issue 1 and maybe some parts of issue 3 since, again, the time that I originally made this video, I spoiled myself on issue 3 because that's the only other issue I had, so I'll be doing some lore drop on some of the characters from issue 3 over on issue 1. Yeah, confusing, I know. Rather than just focusing on the main character that this story is based on, the first part of HellHunters fluctuates between both our main protagonist, U.S. Sergeant Sal Romero, and our antagonist, Hauptmann Bruckner, with the story jumping back and forth through the eyes of Bruckner and Sal Romero. It helps strengthen the story as we get to sort of peek behind the curtain and see everything unfold. Rather than being a simple good versus evil, allies versus the Axis power story, the writers go into a completely different direction, into levels of B-movie horror that introduces an evil like no other. Demons. But not the hunting things family business like I'm used to seeing on Supernatural. Instead, think of Sniper Elite's Zombie Army trilogy. The year is 1944. A squad of American troops are led by the U.S. Sergeant Sal Romero, where their mission is simple: head into Nazi-occupied Europe in hopes of showing the crybaby scum Adolf Hitler a piece of their mind. However, we come to find out that Sal and his platoon never made it to their mission, as their plane was attacked while en route. But how? Romero and his troops weren't hit with shells or by enemy planes, but by something entirely different. This platoon would be attacked by a mysterious force that would cause their plane to suddenly freeze and lose balance. Many of Sal's men fell in that plane, all but him. Whatever it was that attacked him and his men on that plane would also follow him. This is where we get our first interaction between Hauptmann Bruckner and Sal Romero. Bruckner isn't just a normal soldier, and neither are his men. At face value, they appear as Nazis to Sal, when in reality, they're demons, otherwise known as the Unhallowed. Bruckner toys with Sal only to inevitably kill him, telling him to give the devil his regards, and he'll be sending more and more of his comrades to hell just so Sal has company. Instead of staying dead though, Romero is given a choice, one that many wouldn't take, but under these circumstances, he had no other alternative. You see, God doesn't come knocking, Zarathos does. Zarathos seeks Romero's soul, and in exchange he offers the chance of vengeance. He wouldn't be the first nor the last to sign this deal, as now he was cursed. U.S. Sergeant Sal Romero would now be the Ghost Rider, the spirit of vengeance. This deal doesn't end until all the Unhallowed are eliminated, or until Zarathos frees Sal from his contract. After being gifted with extraordinary powers, Sal decides to try out his new abilities and meets a ragtag group of soldiers along the way, all sharing the same mission, bringing down Bruckner and the Unhallowed. I've talked about our cursed hero, Sal Romero, enough, but I haven't talked about Bruckner enough. Before we can meet Bruckner the way he is now, we must first go back to Kaliningrad, Russia, December 1943. We watch as a group of German soldiers are running from the Russians that are gaining on them. They're cold, tired, and worn out, but they keep treading on until they stop near a wrecked shack. It's here where we are introduced for the first time to Bruckner. The German soldiers are stopped within their tracks. They encounter a malicious spirit, and this spirit informs them about their fates, how their souls are beyond salvation, but it can grant them power and immortality, making them the undying champions of the Reich. At first, Bruckner's leader is hesitant and doesn't give in to offering his soul and the rest of his squads as well. Yet Bruckner intervenes. Desperate times call for desperate measures as Officer Bruckner decides to kill his commanding officer and gives the evil spirit exactly what it wants: their souls. The transformation is ugly and quite gross as Bruckner gets his throat bitten into and starts to bleed. His eyes start to turn blue, and he starts charging towards the rest of his squad, offering them power and immortality. Bullets aren't going to stop them, nor will no mere man be able to combat these undying champions of the Reich, and if they succeed at their mission, it will bring upon the apocalypse. Though their origin isn't quite explained in the first issue alone, we come to find out more about them thanks to Soldier Supreme. Sebastian Sardos retells the tale and how they came to be. The Unhallowed aren't just ordinary demons. It was said that a witch by the name Alexandra Nightbringer fell in love with the devil, as she would make offerings to her village's livestock, crops, and even their very own children. However, once she was caught, her village burned her to the stake. But things would only get worse, as it was said that she had Satan's baby. Alexandra prayed for her lover, her god, to come and save her, but the devil didn't come to her rescue. Legend says the devil let Alexandra die as he knew the chaos that would follow if the Unhallowed had their way. Hell on earth. A feat that Lucifer himself had yet to accomplish. The ashes of her babies passed on into the soil, where all the offerings, all the sacrifices she made were buried. And from the ashes rose the Unhallowed, foul elemental beings that bring upon darkness and decay. And now for the hard part, to really sell HellHunters to all of you nerds and losers like me. Or you're all probably just cool and I'm just the only loser here, because I have a shitty YouTube channel. But look. Hear me out.
U.S. Sergeant Cobalt reporting to you folks live and in black and white. You know what I love about America? It's the fact that this country is a melting pot for nerds like you and me. We have many freedoms, whether they be freedom of speech, right to vote, due process, and the fact that all men are created equal. But listen up here, true believers. That freedom that we hold dearly to our hearts is under attack. You see, some asshole who stole Charlie Chaplin's most famous mustache is uniting a lot of evil, vile, racist pieces of shit to harm innocent folks like you and I. He wants your freedom, our freedoms, to be under a regime so evil it's even darker than the Snyderverse. Now, if you want to help our boys fight in the war, whether it's buying bonds or enlisting, there is another way to fight the good fight. You see, these nerds, Philip Kennedy Johnson and Andy Gorham, sent a special unit known as HellHunters to fight Adolf Hitler's army of undying champions, simply known as the Unhallowed. And see, these guys are so bad, not even the creature commandos know about them, and the devil despises these guys ever since he left them while looking for milk and souls. Leading the team, we have Sergeant Sal Romero, aka the Ghost Rider, a spirit of vengeance looking to bring down Bruckner, the demon who killed his entire squad. And next we have a face everyone remembers, Nick Fury. This good old-fashioned bad mama jamma is leading the boys and girls to find and neutralize Bruckner and his undead legion. Now, with Nick Fury's help, he also gets the aid of military personnel such as Peggy Carter and Becky Barnes. So, if anything happens to them, good old Stars and Stripes, Captain America is going to come in charging at them with an army of freedom-loving freaks ready to fight. They also got some strange guy raised by witches known as Soldier Supreme. Soldier, yeah. While he doesn't pull bunnies out of hats, he sure does love killing Nazi scum, but more importantly, he loves killing Nazi monsters. And lastly, for all you mutant-loving freaks, we got the Canadian devil himself, Weapon X's very own Logan, aka the Wolverine. See, this genetic freak is so tough, he almost got an invitation to join Quentin Tarantino's Bastards out in Germany. Logan, though, is, well, he's one of Canada's most main patriots outside of Bret Hart and Deadpool, whoever the fuck that guy is. Wish he was ours, because fuck Hulk Hogan. Anywho, true believers, Logan has a bone to pick with the Unhallowed, as those freaks killed his platoon, as well as even turning them into demons. Now, the Allies need your help, and what better way to help than buying HellHunters at your local comic store? Help the HellHunters neutralize the Unhallowed and kick Adolf in the nuts. Thank you.
HellHunters is a fun take on characters that we've seen throughout Marvel Comics, rather than the Ghost Rider being a cowboy, a death-defying daredevil, or a mechanic with a death wish. The writers still use the spirit of vengeance like the writers before them, and do it justice through Sal Romero. Though it's fast and sudden the way we're introduced to Romero and seeing his tragic origin, it's enough for the readers to get invested for the long haul in hopes of seeing Bruckner and his demon squadron get their comeuppance. From the horrific art style used during scenes such as transformations and deaths versus the light-hearted moments we get to witness between Sal and his men bonding over freeing Europe, and the countless other scenes such as Sal meeting with a young Nick Fury, Peggy Carter, Soldier Supreme as well, they mesh well enough that for other writers or other artists doing this story would probably have a nightmare doing it. Philip Kennedy Johnson and his team bring together B-movie elements, mix in horror sequences, and add just a touch of Marvel's environment. Philip and his team take us on a journey, even on the first issue alone, with Sal Romero, and wants us to see and feel the pain as to why he sells his soul, why he becomes the Ghost Rider. Now that I own all 5 issues, I do plan on reviewing the story more in depth, discuss the characters. Marvel's HellHunters feels unlike any other comic book I've picked up, whether it's horror or action. It feels very innovative, taking elements from the superhero genre and the horror genre in a Ghost Rider meets Sniper Elite Zombie Army trilogy. This is a series that you definitely need to pick up and read if you love horror, B-movie, camp, and superheroes all around. And yeah, that is my terrible pitch as to why you should read Marvel's HellHunters. As always, I'm your friendly neighborhood host, ThatGuyFranky. Yours truly, swinging off into the sunset, getting back to my comics and my PC to get my next project started. Yeah, thank you guys again for watching this if you do. Thank you guys for supporting me still. I am very sorry that I have the worst upload schedule known to man right now. I hope you guys stay for the ride, and I hope you guys still keep supporting me and tuning in whenever you can. I love you all. Stay groovy, and again, stay awesome, guys.